The member for North Sydney.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for the Environment and Energy. Will the Minister update the House on the government's action to guarantee affordable and reliable energy for hard-working Australians and businesses, including in my electorate and neighbouring communities like Bennelong? How does this compare to the risks associated with alternative approaches?
The Minister for the Environment and Energy.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I thank the member for North Sydney for his question and know that he's focused on driving lower prices and a more stable energy system for his constituents and right across the country. And he supports the Turnbull government's actions to rein in the power of the networks, to provide more gas to Australians before it's exported overseas, to get a better deal for millions of Australians from retailers, and to put in place the National Energy Guarantee, under which we will see significant savings for Australian consumers. Now, I'm asked, are there any alternative approaches? Well, we know that under federal Labor, when they were last in office, power prices went up 100%. And we also know that when Labor was in office in New South Wales, between 2006 and 2011, power prices went up 60%, Mr Speaker. And do you know who had their hands on the levers of power in New South Wales? It was Kristina Keneally and Senator Sam Dastyari, her personal pick. So you can imagine my surprise when I looked at the Labor Party's website to find there was a special invitation. Christmas trivia with Senator Sam Dastyari and special guest, the Honourable Kristina Keneally, Mr Speaker. Now, a special guest. Now, it was organised by, guess what, the Central Policy Branch, Mr Speaker. I bet they were getting together to work out a Mediscare campaign or to drive up energy prices or to drive up taxes, Mr Speaker. And I guess what was on the menu come Christmas time was duck, probably Peking duck, Mr Speaker. But I looked at the price and I thought this could be a good deal. This could be a good deal. What is the price for a trivia night with Senator Sam Dastyari and Kristina Keneally? Well, it was $150, Mr Speaker. I thought this is a pretty good deal. Senator Sam Dastyari is coming at a good price, but that was for a table, Mr Speaker. That was for a table. And so I thought,
the Minister for Energy and Environment just might take his seat for a second. The member for Chifley, you're only just back. You don't want to be out again. I do allow a fair degree of latitude, but I listened to the question fairly closely, and whilst you can compare and contrast, I can't see what you're saying now is relevant to the question that was asked. You really need to, how can I say this politely, you really need to relate the material to the question that you've been asked. If the Minister has the call.
Well, the reality is, Mr Speaker, when Kristina Keneally was the Premier of New South Wales, power prices went up. And power prices went up, and we know that Senator Sam Dastyari had a major role in the Labor Party in New South Wales at the same time. So now that Kristina Keneally is running for Bennelong, Mr Speaker, and Senator Sam Dastyari could be her future colleague, what will that mean for the people of Bennelong? Higher power prices, Mr Speaker. So when I saw that they're going to be hosting an event together, I thought I should book a table. But when I went online, what happened? What happened to the event? Suddenly, the Labor Party's website said the event was cancelled. The page you were looking for was not found, Mr Speaker. So suddenly, Kristina Keneally and Senator Sam Dastyari don't want to